Hello, hello, hello. It's Nana B here. I'm Brenda. And today I want to thank you for tuning in to turn on a new idea of thought about our age. About our age. It's only a number, right? It's how we act and feel. If we act old, do we feel old? If we act young, do we feel young? What matters? What matters is how we live our lives, the experiences that we have, and how much we enjoy them, right? So later on, when we're thinking back in our memories, was my life enjoyable? We have an answer to that we like. So this recording is about age. And when I started not acting my age, I started feeling like the age I was acting, right? So my whole adult life, watching my parents age, I've been very excited about getting older because the way they've aged has been primo. I mean, they've always been the amazement when people find out how old they are because they really don't look their age, right? Look their age. Now, acting is different, right? Looking versus acting. So I've been putting it all together, and when I put on certain clothes, I feel a certain thing, right? So I don't want to be one of those old ladies looking like a teenager. However, when I am thinking about me dressing, I get silly with it. I get sexy with it. I have fun with my life, even in those things that I don't enjoy. And I try to make a game out of life because that's really what it is a game of life. It's a game changer when you realize that you do not have to act, dress, behave, do anything that society says about your age. Start acting your age. Stop acting your age is what I say. So I never acted my age. From the moment I was born, I was already old. I was an old soul. I was looking forward to life. I wasn't living in the now. I was looking at how I can be tomorrow and the next day and the next day. How will I be when I'm 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55? How am I going to be? Ooh. I don't want that. Ah. Hmm. 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 Taking time to think about what I want in my older age. I definitely don't want bad memories. Number one, I don't want bad memories. No, 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 no. I refuse bad memories for when I'm old. Just to claim it out loud in the name of the creative source of me. I want good memories. Number two, I want to be abundantly balanced, aligned. Number three, that was my mind. My body. I want my body to be strong enough to endure anything and everything that comes into my path. Number 4, 5. I don't even know. I kind of lost track. when I started acting younger was when I was hanging out with my 8-year-old grandson. And I don't know if you do this too, but when I'm hanging out with the kids, I kind of become a kid, frame of mind. Think like a kid does, get silly with it, play around, be relatable. And after he was gone, I was like, I can still do that even if he's not here, right? And I was asking myself these things. I can get silly with it when my grandson's not here. So I was like, okay. So I just started singing and dancing and wiggling my body in certain ways. Then I saw my wiggle and I was like, whoa. And then I started jiggling in silly ways. And I was like, wow, that feels great. And then I started giggling at myself, watching myself wiggle, giggle, and jiggle, wiggle, jiggle, and giggle, all of the above. And then I started feeling silly and sexy and strong and smart. I started realizing that ooh, I've evolved my brain. And when I evolve my brain, that means I turn back the clock. So when I'm acting 25, 30, 35, 40, I can believe that I'm 35, 40 because I have a comparison of those ages. So I have that look, it's like, do I look the same? Not really. Do I feel the same? Not really. Do I act the same? 35, 40. Yeah, definitely not. So none of that's the same. So why would I want to be 35, 40? Well, because there was something that I didn't know back then when I was 35 and 40 that I was already doing, but I didn't know I was doing it. And that was not acting my age. I was acting like the 20-somethings. I was acting like the younger girls. And I was attracting younger girls into my life experience because that's what my business was. So I was doing good business because I owned a fitness studio for women, and I was really marketing to all women that were interested in spinning, going upside down, expanding the mind, expanding the hips and the heart, just pole dancing for a workout. And I was 42 when I started that business, I think. And maybe 41. And to look at me now versus to look at me then, there's really not much change. But the skin. And I'm a sun worshiper. I love being in the sun. I love being outside. And my body needs to be strong to endure that because I have a passion for it. So when I looked in the mirror and went, ooh, you don't look like you're 30 anymore. You don't look like you're 40 anymore. I realized that it isn't my looks that make me who I am. Because I feel like a kid again. Goldilocks, begin again. I know. When I connect with my birds, here's my parakeets. Quanta and Viola, bodacious birds. I realized something really important, and it was by what I named them: quanta, as in quantum physics, and viola, as in the color of the human energy centers and the lowest color of the rainbow. And I realized that age is just a number. You're as old as you act and feel. And if you're 60 and you're acting 80, or you're 80 and you're acting 50, or you're 10 and you're acting 20, or you're 20 and you're acting 10, all of those will give us a new experience of being received or being responded to or reacted to in public, right? And we've had these judgments. Oh, you're too young to do that. You can't do that yet. You're still a child. And then we have these judgments. Well, you can't do that. You're too old for that. And we have these judgments. Well, who makes these rules other than ourselves and our agreement? Well, I still want to go sledding because I like to go sledding. I want to go hiking still. I want to hike in the snow. I want to hike in the sun. I want to swim. I want to play. I want to be active. And a lot of people my age, unfortunately, didn't make it to my age. So I had to ask, what am I doing differently than they did? And I have a really good, keen comparison because it was my brother. He was younger than me. And my sister, she was 2 years older than me. And I had to really find out, am I next? My parents are still with us and still raising children. So I had to ask, what do I want in my future? I don't want skin cancer. Been through that. I don't want mental diagnoses. Been through that. I don't want heart problems or lung problems. I don't want digestion problems. And I started making a list of the things that I didn't want. And as I was expressing them, writing them down and looking at them, I was realizing, well, what do I want instead? So I started filling in the blanks, because when you write down what you don't want, it gets it out of you. And when you fill in the blanks with what you do want, it gives you a path or a guideline or an instruction set or new rules to follow that create a new experience. And my neurologist said it best. I asked him, what will happen to me if I take the medicine you want me to take? And he goes, you will no longer have your spiritual experiences anymore, Brenda. What? Ha. Good thing I said no. And I said, but what if I took that medicine? What does this diagnosis mean for me? And he goes, Brenda, your brain is 30 years older than your body. Cool. My whole life made sense. I was always looking into the future instead of what's happening right now. Even when I was like drawing a line, instead of watching the pencil hit the paper, I was looking at the end of the paper to where I was going to end up, not where the pencil was. And I didn't know I was doing that until I started playing again. acting like a kid again. Looking at me as a kid, I learned how I made it through with more intelligence than the common, and how I became so successful so quickly with no bugs or no struggles or no issues. And I learned that if I only think of the past and I only think of now, and I don't think of anything in the future, then every day is a stumbling block. Because I lived in my intuition for a while, and it was like, I'm not going to schedule or plan anything. And I'm just going to wake up in the morning and say, what am I going to do today? And I realized that it's how I feel in knowing that I'm capable of anything that comes my way. And I can do what I want to do physically, mentally, spiritually, in authenticity, because I can. I can. I can. And those are the words that I have been using my whole life to inspire myself to keep going and to do better, be better. And it's been my heart's desire. So today, I'm rearing up the last trimester of my 57th year, but I actually feel, I'm going to say 37. And what I do every day inspires me to do more tomorrow, because I can. I still can. I can still do those things. And I'm really appreciative about that. I honor my life. I honor my body, even my teeth. I honor them because they've gotten me this far, and I've evolved my brain. I've exchanged an old belief with a new belief. I've exchanged an old body for a new body. I went through all the pausing stuff, the menopausing, and I learned that that is not a decline of the health. It's actually a rebirth of the health for both men and women. And it's all in your mind. If you want to be sick, tired, decrepit, alone, and have terrible memories, then you'll believe like everybody else does, you're old. But if you refuse that stuff and you don't want to live like that, and you want to have good memories when you're close to your time, you want to have physical abilities to continue doing what you want to do in life without limitation, and you want to have a clean, clear mind so you can make good decisions and spend time making those good memories with the people that you want to make them with, and understanding being alone and loving yourself as is the best way to live younger than what you actually are. Test yourself out. What is it that you haven't done that you want to do? What is it you used to do that you still like? What is it that you've seen other people do that you want to try out? And go into that same experiential stage, like when you're 8 to 10, you're testing your strengths and weaknesses. When you're pre-puberty, you're testing. After puberty, you're testing. When you become 21, you're testing. But for some reason, after 21, we kind of forget to look at our abilities, and we forget to enhance them or keep them consistent, maintain them, or make them better. And the older we get, we start thinking, oh, well, now it's too late to do those things. I'm too sick. I'm too tired. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. And I didn't want to live like that. So I did. I changed. I evolved my brain. I went from an old body to a new body. from an old Brenda to a new Brenda, from a old set of biology that had beliefs that were insecure to a new body belief of security, capability, magnificence, honoring, appreciative, and every day, all day. And that every day is a new day to create tomorrow to be even better. So I look at yesterday and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can top that. And if I had a day like that, then I calm down and I just kick it, lay back, relax, whatever. But if yesterday I was like, then today I'm going to be bubbly. And I web and I flow, or I ebb and I flow, or I weave my energies into balance. I weave my life into alignment, and I don't live in a thought of, whoa, is me, I'm getting old, oh this, oh that. I don't do that. I never have really done that because it got me nowhere. People thought I was a hypochondriac for a short time. Then it was like, she's pushy and bossy. And then she's, and I have all these experiences that I've had in my life. And what I'm learning now is that how I think about myself, believe about myself, and trust myself is how you're going to believe about me and how you're going to trust me. So if I don't trust myself, why would you trust me? And I have to express that out in the world so you know. Because you can tell an insecure person versus a confident person just by the way they behave, right? So age is just a number. Pick one and pretend you're that and see what your body does. It's just a game. It's a game changer.